Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's class, Top 10 QuickBooks Tips and Tricks. My name is Jason Ruvault. I'm going to be your instructor for today's webinar. So I'm going to go ahead and let me see. You're already seeing my screen here. Let me see if I can also turn on my little camera. Oh, yeah, there we go. Hello, this is me. I'm actually broadcasting from my home, which I have a feeling that quite a few of you are probably in the same situation, or at least you were maybe a couple of weeks ago, things like that. So I just wanted to show you that I'm a real live human being here to teach you QuickBooks. I'm not going to have the camera on throughout the entire class, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm a real person, not an AI that's been trained to teach QuickBooks or anything like that. Now, because I'm teaching from home, you might occasionally hear, a rambunctious 4-year-old in the other room yelling and playing and things like that. Again, it's one of those things that I think a lot of us, have been dealing with as well over these past couple of months with the situation that we're in. But that's where I'm at. So if you hear him every now and then, he's in a different room, but you might hear him chirp every now and then. And by chirp, I mean yell, no, 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 or something like that. He's being a 4-year-old. So that's it. I just wanted to say hi and let you all know that I am here. I'm gonna turn off my camera. There we go. So today, and hello to Adriana right there who wrote in hello. Hello to Anthony as well. I see both of you wrote in some salutations. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about some tips and tricks in QuickBooks Online that can help you to increase your efficiency, get around the program better, and just be more confident in your use of QuickBooks Online on a day-to-day basis. And we're kind of going to be all over the place in this class. In a lot of classes, you have a curriculum where you just talk about sales or you just talk about purchases, But in this class, we're just going to sort of hop around and talk about a whole bunch of little things here and there that you may or may not have known about that can help you out. Now, most of these things are going to be things that can be used regardless of the version of QBO that you use. In some cases, it'll require Online Essentials. In some cases, it'll require Plus. In some other cases, it might require QBO Advanced. I'll mention when something is specific to one version or another. So one should be aware of that too. Okay, so here's what we're going to be talking about today. First, we're going to cover little tips that make QuickBooks easier to use. And of course, that's what the entire class is about. But this section, it's going to be less about features and more about just little things that are built into QBO that are helpful to know about, little UI tricks and tips, things like that. We're also going to talk about some automation features. I'm big on automation because one of the benefits of having a computer program is it doing things for you so you don't have to spend your time doing it. Also, so you don't forget about it, right? So one of the things that QuickBooks Online can do is it can actually assess late fees for your overdue customers. So we'll talk about that feature, how to turn it on. We'll also talk about another thing that is an automation feature, which is reminders. So QBO can remind you to do things. It can also basically create transactions for you or remind you to create transactions. So that's helpful too. We'll also talk about bundles, which is a really cool thing that a lot of people may not know exist, that help you to group things together onto sales forms. That way there's less time that you spend in data entry. It also helps you to control the things that eventually get printed or sent out to your customers. So that's helpful as well. We'll talk briefly about creating a QBO icon bar, which is a pretty cool thing. We'll talk about price rules, which basically allows you to set up automatic pricing changes for your customers based on the time that you make the sale or the type of customer that they are. We'll talk about how to deal with customer over and under payments. So somebody pays you a little bit less, a little bit more than what they owed. How do you deal with that? It's actually pretty tricky, and a lot of people don't completely understand. We'll go over that. We'll also talk about two things that are very linked together, which is memorize reports in report groups. So whenever you build a report that you want to run over and over and over again, that's that memorized report. And then you can group them together as well to make it easier for you to receive those reports or send those reports out to other people. And then finally, we'll talk about a feature that's exclusive to QBO Advanced called workflows. And workflows is basically honestly, what it really should be called is automated workflows, because it's essentially QuickBooks doing something for you. And it could be emailing a customer. It could be reminding you about a bill that's overdue. All of these things are our top 10 QuickBooks tips and tricks. So let's jump in. I'm going to pause my screen really quick and then go into QuickBooks Online. Now, most of what I'm going to be covering today, you can also do yourself in the QBO test drive. I'm going to be using this QBO test drive for the vast majority of what we do here. And just so you all know how to get here, this is actually this kind of falls under the whole top 10 QuickBooks tips and tricks. So what I'm going to do is search for QuickBooks Online Test Drive. You can just type that right into your browser, or you can go to Google and you can search for it. And right up here is this link, Test Drive QuickBooks Online. So when I click that, it takes me into basically a fake QBO company. And this is one that I can do whatever I want to with it, and it's not going to mess up my own books. And this is where I go to sort of test out my, harebrained schemes and things like that before I actually go into my actual company. Because just like you, I'm a little, so I guess fretful. Is that a word? I don't even know if that's a word. I'm a little reluctant. That's a better word. I'm a little reluctant to go into my company file and to mess things up, right? So this is a really cool tool that you all can use anytime you want to. It's totally free. And what's great is that whatever changes you make in it, they go away after you log out and log back in.